Alright, today we're looking at how AI and other trends in technology are starting to supercharge the space industry. So this current narrative in the space industry highlights a significant acceleration being driven by tech advancements, particularly AI as well as some other emerging trends. Now, from an economic standpoint, this signals a period of rapid growth and transformation, which creates new markets while also expanding existing ones. So first off, this story here, this is from GeekWire, reveals how AI is becoming an indispensable tool across the space value chain. So this leads to increased efficiency and reliability. So for example, AI is being used to generate synthetic data, which can proactively identify and prevent potential mission failures before a spacecraft even launches. So this can save substantial costs that are associated if you have a failed mission. Now, major players like Blue Origin are integrating AI broadly throughout their operations, while Amazon's Project Kuiper leverages AI for managing its satellite broadband network. So it optimizes capacity and to improve the customer experience. So these types of applications directly impact the profitability and the viability of commercial space ventures by reducing the risks and the operational spending. A major economic driver that's discussed is national security needs, which are spurring significant government investment in different capabilities in space. The growing perception of space as this contested domain has created a demand for technologies like orbital transfer vehicles for satellite servicing, deployment, and crucial maneuvers to protect assets, which can mean a lot of things. Now, companies like Portal Space Systems, Blue Origin, and Starfish Space are developing such platforms, often by getting backing from entities like the Pentagon and the Space Force. Or just Space Force, not the Space Force. The planned Golden Dome missile defense system is projected to involve hundreds of billions of dollars. This represents a massive contracting opportunity for commercial space firms, especially in areas like in-space sensing and data processing, where low latency is critical. So demand that comes from the government acts as a very powerful stimulant for the market because you're funneling a considerable amount of public dollars into the commercial space sector. The concept of space as a new data frontier is also economically significant. So processing data in space rather than downlinking massive amounts of raw information can save both money and time. Now this makes it so that companies like Matter Intelligence to quickly produce valuable analytics products from geospatial data, directly correlating with increased revenue. Now there's also a burgeoning idea of establishing orbital data centers powered by space-based solar energy, a concept that is being tested by a company called StarCloud. Now this would create an entirely new segment of space infrastructure, offering specialized services and potentially competing with data centers here on Earth. Now another critical economic factor is the anticipated reduction in launch costs due to the development of bigger, more powerful rockets like SpaceX's Starship and Blue Origin's New Glenn. Companies like StarCloud are dependent on a substantial decrease in launch expenses to make ventures like orbital data centers competitive with on-ground alternatives on energy costs. Similarly, manufacturers of space station modules like Gravitics eagerly await these new launch vehicles to facilitate their deployment. Now this shows how advancements in one part of the space industry, something like launch services, can unlock and stimulate growth in many other sectors by lowering the barrier to entry and improving economic feasibility. Now, SpaceX's rumored Starfall project for in-space drug research further shows how reduced launch costs enable entirely new, high-value product lines and research opportunities in space can occur. The sentiment that a rising tide raises all ships underscores the interconnectedness and the expected overall expansion of the market. This article also points to the new lunar economy and resource extraction as a major future revenue stream. NASA's Artemis moon program, a multi-billion-dollar initiative, has already awarded significant contracts, such as $3.4 billion to Blue Origin for their lunar landing system. Blue Origin is also investing in what's called Blue Alchemist to extract lunar materials for solar cells, for construction and oxygen. So they'll be laying the groundwork for settlements on the moon that are hopefully sustainable. Another company called Interloon has ambitious plans to extract valuable helium-3 from the moon for advanced applications like quantum computing and nuclear fusion. So this highlights the potential for high-value extraterrestrial resource markets in the coming decades. So come back to this video when you hear about that becoming mainstream. You heard it here first. Now, finally, to wrap this up, the trend of diversification and terrestrial applications shows how space companies are creating new revenue streams on Earth. Stoke Space, for example, has commercialized its internal software platform called Boltline, for product development tracking, potentially incorporating AI for precise cost and time modeling across various industries. Amazon's Project Kuiper, 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 I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Whatever. While primarily focused on providing broadband internet to underserved global populations, is also discovering high-value niche markets here on Earth. Things like low-latency internet for high-frequency market trading, and for providing connectivity for remote sporting events like the PGA Tour or Formula One. Now this kind of highlights the broad economic impact of space infrastructure, extending far beyond the space sector itself, and opening up new market segments for space-derived services. That's all for today. See you next time.